just me today. Lux is on Luca duty because my parents are busy, so they're just out the front playing. So I'll probably be maybe 45 minutes today, I think. Morning. Oh, it's so nice to have so many people in. Thank you for joining. I've got quite a few things to cover today, just in terms of like news and updates and like all of that. So yeah, I'm excited, and yeah, just me today. So I'll let a few more people join, but feel free to hop in the comments and let me know what you guys have been up to. I know that everyone has been talking about the film price rises and like getting film. So I ordered film from my lab. They did like a pre-sale for lab customers, which was really great. So I got Kodak Ultramax, and I got a couple of rolls of gold, and I got some Fuji Superior 400. I tried to go for the 400 speed films because I don't have much 400 speed, and it's just a lot more versatile. So I jumped on that, and that should be here soon. And I also bought like a pro pack of Portra 400 as well, which was quite pricey. But my old lab camera house, anybody in Australia, you'll know. Someone's just said Happy Australia Day. Yes, it is Australia Day today. I totally forgot about that. So yeah, public holiday here, which is nice. My old lab camera house, they called me and they said, "Oh, we've got just got a shipment of film in, and if you wanted us to put some aside for you, we can, because it'll go really quickly," which was really nice of them. So I then was like, "Oh, I should get some." So they had Portra 400, so I got a 5-pack of that. Because I'm going to be doing some photography jobs. So I thought it'd be good to have something like Portra 400 that's, really versatile and like, easy to work with. So, yeah. Are you okay? Did you?
Yeah, it's okay. I'll text you.
Okay. Sorry. Lux was asking me something. Sorry. Thank you. Congrats on 10K. Yes. Very, very exciting and so fun to hit 10K with Ali as well. That was really, really cool. I I thought that this was just for members and it's gone public, which is totally fine. I was thinking, in the comments, I was like, there's a lot of people in here who like I haven't, realized. So I wish I had Matt Murray on with me, so I had someone to laugh about this with, but that's okay. We'll roll with it. And no, please don't leave. Everyone is welcome. It actually works well because I had a little announcement that I was going to make about the members, so that'll work with this live stream. So hello everybody. Dear, this is funny. I'm actually going. I'll make the announcement now because it'll make more sense. So I'm going to stop doing the members live stream because I feel like I don't have enough time to dedicate like an hour a month to do the members only live stream. And I'm also kind of feeling like it would be fun to do the live streams public when I can, which probably won't be monthly. It would just be every now and then so that everyone can get involved and it's not like behind a paywall. I've also gotten a lot more opportunities recently in terms of like working with brands, and I'm doing some paid photography jobs too, like in the, sort of traditional sense, like shooting businesses, restaurants. I'm shooting a fun little like boutique shop tomorrow, all on film too, which is really exciting. So doing that, and then, after a year and a half being on YouTube, I'm finally starting to see some return for the amount of time that we put into it. So so I want to thank everybody who has supported me, whether that's like, pledging on Patreon or like joining the memberships and stuff like that, or just watching, because that really helps, and liking and subscribing and spreading the word. So I think I'm gonna shut the members down at the end of the month, and then it'll just be YouTube as normal. And I just feel like I've kind of grown like out of that, I guess. It was so helpful at the start because, you know, you put a lot of time and energy into YouTube. Anybody who has like a channel or anything, you know that, and it takes a long time to kind of get anything back from it. So, all right, there's going to be a lot more comments than I'm used to, so I'm going to try and keep up. Hello from London. Thank you for joining. So fun. Forbidden live stream. You feel like maybe this was Lux, because Lux organized it for me. Maybe this was his tact all along, was to do this to like build the hype. Hello from Vancouver, John. Thank you for joining. Melissa, yay, good morning. Awesome. Bought your photo of you in front of the stove. Without your tattoos, it would have been timeless. Reminded me of a photo of my grandmother of years past. Yes, I'm sorry, my tats got in the way of it being super classic. Thank you for purchasing the print. Yeah, the pasta shoot was really super fun, and that video was really awesome to make. We'd like to do more stuff like that. It's funny because it doesn't really pop up on YouTube as much as, like, you know, Fuji content. Like the XE1 video I did is about to hit 30K, which is crazy. So big shout out to you, Patrick, for sending me that camera. It's such a cool camera. Like, we take it every time we go out, and yeah, so awesome. Yeah, so this because this is public, I had a few sort of little things that I'm not sure if I'm allowed to kind of say publicly, but I'm sure it won't matter too much. I've got an exciting thing coming up with Cinestill. I'm going to do a collaboration with them on working, taking photos on 400D. So that's really cool. You might have seen they've done some reels already on their page where they collaborate with like a film photographer and they shoot a roll of Cinestill 400D. So that's really exciting. I've only shot one roll of that film and I really liked it. So I'm thinking maybe taking it to another like classic car festival. There's some in Brisbane, so we might do like a day trip there and take photos, and then put that together for them. So that'll be really cool. Very excited. Lenny, hello from Germany. Hello. So nice to have so many people in here. Thank you. What else? So I've been shooting some Santa color. I don't know if anybody has got their hands on any or shot any. Oh my God, absolutely loving Santa color so much. The reds look so good. I do think that Ikigai, my film lab, did do a particularly good job scanning it. I'm not sure what the details were, but they said that they had to take a little bit of time to scan it and kind of get it right. And I did read an article about that, but I can't remember the exact details now. But I sent them to Santa color and they were like, these look awesome. Your lab did such a good job. So yeah, really happy with the shots that I got from that. I've got, I think I've got 3 rolls of that left. I'm going to give one to Matt Loves Cameras. And yeah, really liking the results. I'm not sure like when it'll be back in stock again, or when we'll be able to get our hands on it, but have to wait and see. Sounds nice. I recently bought some 400D, but not shot it yet. Yeah, it's super awesome film. It's not cheap though. That's why I kind of haven't bought any again. I mean, but nothing's cheap now, so you know. Not sure whether I should shoot the first roll at box speed. I would shoot it at box speed, I reckon. I mean, that's all I did with mine, but yeah, Matt Murray, he pushed his and it looked really good. But I think when you first try a film, it's always good to just shoot it at box speed to, you know, get a feel for what it's like. I've also been loving my Yashica T4 that I was sent by a very kind viewer, Chris. If you're in there, thank you so much. Yeah, and at first I wasn't super keen on it because I do like to get quite close up to things. And I had a few sort of out of focus shots when I was getting close up. I think it says it's like 30 centimeters that you've got with the T4, but yeah, it just had a lot of out of focus images. But I think it was me, I think, because every roll we've shot after that's been like bang on. Just the lens is so good. I know this isn't like, you know, news to anyone and it's a very expensive camera. It's not a camera I would have bought, but I was lucky enough to get sent it, and I do really enjoy using it. It's so compact. Like, I love my L35, but it's got the masking tape on it and it's really chunky. And then sometimes like the little battery hack thing that I've done doesn't work. So then the shutter button won't go down and it's just like, oh, like bit of a nightmare. So yeah, really liking the T4, and I'm going to be using it to shoot my photography jobs, which is really cool. I'll probably use that and then use like my F60 or Rebel G or something like that I feel that I know is going to, expose correctly and be like, really, really reliable. That I just love that, like direct flash look with the T4. So yeah, we put some Tri-X through it. I haven't really I don't know, like paid attention to Tri-X at all. I'm not a big HP5 fan. But oh my God, like I feel like this is, I don't know what I've been doing. Like Tri-X is awesome. So we're definitely going to get some more of that and maybe try and shoot some more black and white because color film is so hard to get at the moment. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Glenn saying how to roll a 400D. Loaded in my Pentax 6.7 for sprockets for ages. Need to get a wiggle on and shoot it. Yes, definitely excited to see what you do with 400D, Glenn. How much does Tri-X cost in Australia? I'm not sure. I think this roll had been sent to me by a viewer because it's not something I would normally buy. I'm not sure. Probably like I literally don't know. I'd have to check because I never ever buy black and white film really. I really like Cinestill's BWXX and my lab Ikigai were like bulk rolling that, but I sort of missed out on it. So yeah, but I think black and white just be fun to, explore that a little bit more and maybe even do like a challenge where I just shoot that for a month. Oof, that makes me feel worried just saying that, but it would be cool. I saw like Taylor Pendleton's doing like a year of just black and white, and I think Sissy Lou, I can't remember what her YouTube channel is called, but she did a month where she just shot black and white, and I found that really, really interesting, like what people come away with and like what they learn from doing that. So what else? I got sent this TT Artisans lens. It's what is it? It's 0.95, so it's going to be like very, very bokery. I'm like, I'm keen to use it and make a video. I love the like screw top like lens cap things that they have. But yeah, I'm gonna make a video with it and review it. They sent it to me to review, so it'll be fun. Lux is really excited to shoot this and maybe do some video with it as well. So that's really exciting and nice of them to send that along. I've also got a video coming out soon that's in partnership with Ikigai Film Lab, my awesome lab. We did like a comparison of gold, like Kodak gold and the new Fuji 200, like the North American one that's been rumored to be to just be Kodak gold. We wanted to see for sure, so I shot like a roll of each in the exact same camera, exact same photos and everything, and got them back from Ikigai. I won't tell you what I think, but you'll have to wait for the video. But yeah, we'll be able to give you guys like a really good comparison of like the two films and sort of be like, okay, what's going on here? Are these just the same film? Like all that kind of stuff. Because I know there's been a lot of speculation. Like Matt interviewed Bellamy recently from Japan Camera Hunter, and he was saying that, he said that he thinks that like everything's just in freezers that's being released from Fuji, and like, they're fully coming out of the film game. And so, I mean, there's always rumors. It's always so like, like coveted and like what's going on? What's going on with with Fuji. But they do make the chemicals, and I think that's worth mentioning. But that's something that I go over in my video. So what else? Steve, just here to say I'm a big fan. Thank you so much. That's really nice. And John, you have the TT Artisan 50 0.95 for the Leica M. Awesome. Cool. And Melissa, Ilford XP2 is really fun. Obviously not a true black and white, but cheaper with C41 development costs. Absolutely. I think, XP2, I did a video on XP2 ages ago. And I think I actually spoke to you about it, Melissa, because I got it done before I switched to Ikigai and had a real kind of like magenta sort of cast to it on the scans, which can be fixed easily. But somebody explained it to me. It was something to do with the fact that it's not a true black and white film. But I'd love to try and shoot that again because, it is. If you're predominantly a color shooter and you send away to a lab, then you got to pay that extra for black and white and you got to wait longer. So yeah, I think XP2 is a great choice. Anthony, sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. I get really nervous before a live stream anyway, but normally I've got somebody there to kind of like, because it does feel weird because you're kind of like almost sort of semi-talking to yourself. I mean, you guys are there, but you know what I mean? So thank you. Any new photo books? I'm still waiting for my Martin Parr. Oh, love Martin Parr. I definitely need to get a Martin Parr book. No new photo books, but I've got some zines. This guy, Dan Gaunt, on Instagram, I'll link him below in the show notes. I did post about him on my story last night, but he's got these two, I'm trying to show them a little bit better. He's got these two awesome zines, Great Manchester and Longest Day, Shortest Night. Really nice design, and they're all shot in like the north of England, like Manchester obviously for this one, and a good mix of like digital and film, and lots of red. Like he really looks out for red, so I really like that. And I've just done an interview with him, which will be in my newsletter next week. So definitely sign up for that. And then this one that he just recently put out, which I think is still available on his Instagram. It's really nice. It's nice to see these like kind of warm, summery tones from somewhere like the north of England. This shot here is like, oh my God, this with the red curtains. Oh, so good. So yeah, I have another announcement actually. I'm with the podcast. So I've had a few people ask me like what's happening with the podcast, and I feel like I've really bitten off a lot more than I can chew in terms of like content. People are always like, oh, how do you do all of this? And obviously I have Lux helping me, but yeah, I think I kind of like went too hard trying to do too many things, and I want to sort of take a little bit of a step back before I kind of like burn out on everything. But with the podcast, it's very hard to line up time to speak to people because I'm in Australia. Most of the people I interview are like overseas. And then, by the evening time, like anyone who, anyone generally, but like when you got kids, it's like, you put your kid to bed and then you kind of just want like your time. So I'm going to sort of put a pause on the podcast for the moment. And rather than interviewing people on the podcast, I'm going to interview them in the newsletter because it's a lot more like efficient sort of time wise to get that from them, and then put it. I think it's also better because you can see the photos of the person, like someone like Dan. You guys probably don't know who he is, as opposed to when I interviewed somebody like Jason, and you're listening to the interview like on a podcast and you're probably thinking like, oh, what does this person's photography look like? So I think the newsletter is good because then you can see the people's the people's work, and then like read the interview alongside it. So I'm really loving writing that. I really like writing. I find it really like cathartic. And I like putting it all together and putting the images in and everything. And Substack is so easy to use. So speaking of, Matt Murray is starting a little newsletter on Substack. So definitely head over. You can search him, but I'm going to link to it in my newsletter tomorrow. So yeah, panels and bars, looking forward to seeing the content you produce this year. Yeah, we're really looking forward to, I feel like we've really stepped up the quality in terms of audio and visual and stuff like that. That's all down to Lux. Like the rig is like out of control, and yeah, really excited to bring you guys some like different kind of content and just have a little bit more time to put into it. Lux has dropped down his hours at work, so we have a little bit more time to put into doing this. I really want to like go hard this year and try and make YouTube my like number one priority. John, I have to admit, I was wondering how you were managing the YouTube f-stoppers and then the podcast as well and have a family. Yeah, it's very, very hard. I've stopped writing for f-stoppers. I think I should probably tell them that. I haven't told them that. But yeah, it's because it's one article a week when you write for f-stoppers, so can be quite demanding. And I find I'm not the quickest writer. Like I kind of just spit it all out and get it all out on the page, and then I've got to go through and kind of like fix it all up, and that's the part that I don't like as much. I just like the idea and getting it out on the page. So For some people, like that's probably really easy if you're in the swing of writing, but I find it kind of, I have to be in the right like zone to do it. And I just like writing for my newsletter because then I can just write about what I want to write about, and in my voice. Like it doesn't need to fit like the f-stoppers kind of thing. And the crowd on there can be quite what's the right word? Sometimes it's not good for your mental health, I think. It is quite hard when you have all these different platforms, and like people are commenting and they're saying things, and you can get a little bit kind of like in your head sometimes about it. So but anyway, yeah. John's saying, you do what's best for you. We will be here to support you. Thank you so much. I really trolls. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, thank you so much for that. That's really really kind. Yes, opinionated. Yes, that's correct. I mean, that's fine. Like, you can't expect everyone, if you put stuff out there, you've got to expect that people are going to have an opinion on what you're saying and not agree with you. And I think that's fine. I've had a lot of healthy debate with people on YouTube and like on other platforms before. And I always try and give people the benefit of the doubt as well, rather than like meeting it with like more fire and then starting an argument, because I just think that's like not a good use of anyone's time. But anyway, that's something I could talk about for ages. So what else have I got on my list here? We've got some page sheets coming up. So I'm doing one tomorrow on my own, and it's this little boutique shop. And yeah, I'm going to use the T4 and like the F60, I think. And then I've got a friend who has like a little tapas bar, and he wants some photos as well for just mostly for like website and Instagram and stuff. So I'm going to do that for him. I'm pretty comfortable with that because I've known him for a long time. We used to work together in hospitality. So yeah, I'm really excited. He's got lots of little like details in the bar, and he's got a record player and cool pictures and stuff like that. So I think it'll be a fun one to shoot. But the other one that I'm doing that I'm really excited about is a deli. It's like an American style kind of, bodegery kind of deli. They do like really big sandwiches, which we don't really get that here in Australia. When I went to America, I was like, whoa, it's so crazy how you can just like walk into like a corner store and get like a sandwich, and it's like this epic sandwich. We just don't have that here. And it was so cheap too. I don't know if it's still like that. But yeah, so I'm shooting that, and it's really cool. It's got really like the interior is really cool. There's lots of hand painted signs. So Lux and I are going to do that one together. I'm a bit nervous about it. And then I think I'm going to be in some of the photos as well, which will be fun. And we're going to try Lux is going to try some like off camera flash for that. So it's really cool that like these businesses are wanting, like I kind of thought, oh, people wouldn't want to pay for the extra for film, or, if they don't know what it is, they won't like it. But the more I talk to businesses, they're like, oh, that's a really cool look and it's really unique. So like we would love to do that. And I think that's awesome. So yeah, I'm excited to step into that realm. I'll see how it goes with the few shoots that I do and what I get back and if they're happy. But I've been creating like mood boards to send to the people before I shoot it to make sure we're on the same page, kind of like vision wise. And I love doing that so much. Like when I was a teenager, I used to cut things out of magazines and make collages and then like blue tack stuff to my wall. And that's kind of like a mood board, but like in real life. So I've been doing them in Canva, and it's so fun. Like this deli one, I was looking up all like old pictures of like Sophia Loren and Katz's Deli, and I put a lot of Eggleston in the mood board, like all his kind of diner shots, or like like close-ups of like the sauce bottles and the salt and peppers on tables, like that real Americana kind of. Stephen Shaw, there was a lot of like really cool shots I found of his. So putting all that together in a mood board's like super fun. I find that like the funnest part. So yeah, it's really cool. I always dreamed like when I was a teenager of like being a photographer in the traditional sense of like being a fashion photographer, or like, shooting things for people. And yeah, like it seemed really glamorous and stuff. And I don't know why I haven't thought about doing it before. I guess I always put myself in a box where I was like, I'm not a professional, or, like what I shoot wouldn't be appropriate for that. But I think I can carry my like vision and like, style of like, direct flash and, color and all that kind of stuff to businesses, and like show them how I see it, and then that'll give them a point of difference for their socials or their website or whatever. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about it, and it could mean that also Lux could drop down more at work, and then we could both maybe do it, and maybe something like, I photograph and he videos, because I do think that as much as we all are a bit tired of having video in our face all the time, especially the short form style like reels and stuff like that, I think that businesses will want and need like video more and more as we go on, because that is like the kind of like dominating type of content. So if you have like skills in that, it's something that can be like really valuable. So it would be cool to offer both those packages, and then be able to like edit the short form content and stuff like that, because I don't know how like people keep up. Like if you're a business, you've got to be, even as just a person, like it's like feels like you've got to be pumping out all this content all the time, which you don't, but it does feel like that. So hello Travis, thank you for joining us. Steve's saying, when will we see more of Lux on the channel? Like with a speaking role? I don't think you will. I don't think you ever will. I made him do 2 live streams with me on this members thing, and he said to me this morning, like, you just do it, because I feel like I cramp your style. And I talk so much too. He would just he just sits there and he's like, because he's just not into it. It's not his style. He's very much behind the camera. So and I appreciate that. I was very appreciative that he did the few first members live streams with me, because I was really nervous. So yes, some people just want to be miserable. Don't let it bring you down. You make a lot of people happy, and you've inspired a lot of people in their photography journey. Oh, thank you so much. That is so lovely to hear. Thank you. Someone's saying, I took a photo of a trash can today. You would be proud. I'm so proud. So proud. Gotta love the trash can, or the bins, as we say here in Australia. Love that. So I'm just looking at what else I have. I've also got another opportunity in the writing realm. You've maybe heard me talk about Frankie magazine. They're an Australian magazine, but they're pretty like big deal, I'd say. That's like art and photography. And I did a little reel about them the other day. And I pitched a story / interview to them months and months and months ago about the Our Stories on Film community, like run by Joey Chan, who I've featured on the newsletter before. And yeah, I thought, oh, I'll never hear back from them, and it'd been months. So I just assumed, because they say like we have such a high level of submissions and pitches and stuff, we can't sort of get to everyone. So yeah, so I heard back from them a couple of weeks ago, and they said, oh, we'd love to feature this interview if you want to do it. So that will be coming out soon, which is really exciting. And I'm hoping I can get more of that with Frankie magazine, because I've been reading that magazine since I was like 14 or something. So it's a huge deal for me to like, be able to interview someone like Joey for that magazine. So that's really exciting too. And another reason why I'm kind of going to stop doing the members thing, because yeah, I need time to, work on all of these kind of like projects and stuff. I also did start making a zine that it was finished. I was about to send it off, or find out, how I could get it printed and stuff, but kind of have taken a step back from it and think it needs a little bit more work. I don't know if that's me procrastinating and maybe I should just let it go. But I know a lot of people ask about like a zine. So I think that will happen this year. I just really want to offer something a little bit more than just photos. So some kind of writing or something else in there. So yeah. What else? I have a couple of questions from people that I in the members. So question from the lovely Matt Gamond, who is such an amazing support of Lux and I. Thank you. He said, where to start with finding Digi Cams? There are so many and I'm terrified of eBay. Yep, I feel you on that. I don't know if anybody else has bought cameras on Depop before. I used to have a Depop shop where I sold like vintage clothes. That was like just before I fell pregnant, and I kept doing it for a little while, and then it became too much. But it was actually really quite successful, and I found it really fun. We would do shoots with like the X20 to, for all the clothes, and yeah, I love clothes, and I love like finding like vintage things that maybe I wouldn't wear anymore, but I would want to have worn, and then I had them on the shop. So but yeah, Depop, there's a lot of camera resellers on there, and somebody was looking for a Canon G2, which seemed to be increasingly hard to find now. And I said, oh, why don't you try Depop? And they were like, got one on Depop. So definitely don't look past that. And then I think for digicams, Ali's probably the best person to ask, not me, but I think other than eBay, like Facebook Marketplace, I think digicams kind of go a lot cheaper on Marketplace because, you'll get people clearing out their stuff and they just think, oh, no one wants these. And then they'll chuck them up for like, a cheaper price. Admittedly, there might not be all the bits and bobs that you need. They might not work, but it's cheaper. So I think it depends how much you want to spend versus like if you've got time, then you can spend less because you can like go and check things out or go scouring op shops or thrift shops or whatever. So yeah, that would be my answer for that one. If anyone else has got any recommendations of like where to find digicams, definitely comment. Jessie, hello. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you. Yeah, really excited about Frankie. I've known Jessie since I was like, I don't know, probably 14. We used to work together, and she is an amazing, amazing photographer. She shoots a lot of triacs, and yeah, her page is awesome. And she took some photos of me that I shared in a back issue of the newsletter. So thank you for joining. I hope that we get to see each other soon, Jessie. So Big Kahuna Photos on Instagram. I think your name is Fred Nilsson, I think. How to take night film pictures without flash. It's probably not. I'm not the best person to answer this question because my answer is use a point and shoot with the flash. But I have a friend who is going to do like a sort of a little takeover of the newsletter and give their like top tips on how to shoot film at night. And that'll be coming in the next few weeks. So I think he'll be able to offer a lot of tips, and that'll be something that you can go and like revisit and, look through because he's been doing it for like a long time now. And he's learned a lot and had a lot of mistakes. So he's going to share like those with you. If you, I don't know, it depends if you want to like try and do it handheld or like, you'd have to sort of like, push your film. I know like Lux does that a lot. He really pushes it to its limit in like low light handheld. And I think the results look cool, but there will be a lot on the roll that are kind of like too underexposed or, it's not quite hitting, but otherwise you'd have to go into like tripod territory, which is not my territory at all. But there's lots of videos on YouTube on how to kind of master that. And then I've got 2 questions from lovely Dorothea Daisy. She said, how old are you and Lux? Obviously, feel free not to answer this if you don't want to. No, that's totally fine. So I just turned 30 in October. And so I was born in 1992. And Lux is 42, I think. Yes. So he's a little bit older. We have like slightly different, there's a lot of memories sometimes where I'm like, I don't remember that. And I'm like, too young, or things like he missed out on like a lot of the indie sleaze stuff. I feel like he was doing something else while I was really into like first albums, Strokes, like, first 3 albums of Kings of Leon, like Vampire Weekend, like Cold War Kids, like all that kind of stuff. So I think he was off in another genre at that time, and that could be to do with age, maybe, I don't know. And another question from Dorothea, do you ever deal with self-doubt / not feeling adequate? And if so, how? Oh, yes, absolutely. 100%. As I was saying before, when you put yourself out there, it's really, it can be really, really difficult to kind of sorry, Luca is getting a little bit upset in the background if anyone can hear. I'm sure he'll be okay though. So yeah, definitely deal with self-doubt all the time. I think that's pretty much what held me back until I met Lux to do anything. I've talked about this like extensively on podcasts and stuff like that, but I really struggled. Like, I'd put myself out there just a little bit, and if I didn't get the exact response that I wanted, or people didn't seem to be paying attention, I would be just in a heap and be like, oh, there's no point in me putting myself out there or doing anything. People don't like what I do. So I'd either stop doing it, or I would do it, but I wouldn't really kind of like show anyone. And I also struggled a lot because I used to, like back when I knew Jessie, a lot of people really wanted to photograph me, but it felt like people weren't really paying attention to my photography, which then exacerbated it and made me feel like, well, my photography's not good, or it's boring, blah blah blah. Like, I should just do the, you know, the being in front of the camera kind of thing, because like that seems to be more well received, which I think is untrue, because I think I've proved myself wrong in that you know, people are really interested in my photography, and I think that's sort of, yeah, something I've discovered through doing YouTube. And you know, I've totally different person now to who I was before in terms of like selling, you know, prints, like, or like even just making that available. I've had 3 or 4 people recently DM me on Instagram saying, you know, I started a print shop and I've sold 2 prints. Someone messaged me and said I just sold 4 prints. I'm like, oh my God, amazing. Like, the best feeling ever. Not to say that that's like the only thing you can do, or, you know, everyone has to do that. But I think, like, you know, you just have to kind of keep putting yourself out there in all different ways if that's what you want. Like, I know a lot of people like Lux, like he is very much like a person that creates for himself. And I'm very much like, I do it for other people. Like, I want other people to enjoy it, and I like want the feedback from other people, and I want to share it. Like, to me, it's like it's more fun if it's shared. And that's just like comes down to kind of like our personality. So um yes, sorry, I feel like I went off on a huge tangent there. But that's a really great question. I don't know how, like, you know, you guys struggle with like self-doubt or putting yourself out there. It's a topic I'd really like to do more videos on. I'm just not sure if it's too sort of off topic, because I feel like mindset and a lot of things can contribute to that. And like the sort of the stories that we tell ourselves as well. Like, I had a narrative around like me as a photographer, and I've sort of broken that now, which is, yeah, really cool. I think you need a little bit of evidence for yourself. So, you know, like, yeah, someone like buys a print, or someone, you know, gives you some positive feedback or something like that. And then you just you got to focus on that and use that and harness that to like keep going, rather than giving all the negativity like attention, which is a lot easier said than done. I've definitely been in like a hole from like a YouTube comment, or a nasty email, or like whatever. So, you know, it just depends on the day and how like resilient you're feeling. But yeah, I hope that's answered your question. Jack Bailey, have you considered developing your black and white film with Caffeinol? No, I haven't developed film. I've developed film once in my life with my friend Hannah in Melbourne, in her bathroom, and it was a bit of a disaster. The photos came out like we definitely did something wrong, but they looked cool. But that was kind of like a long time ago, so I was just like stoked to just be like doing it. And then we scanned them and everything, and it was really fun. But I just, at this point in my life, like I've spoken about this a lot, I'm just too busy. I don't really know if it would suit me, because I'm not very patient. Like, and then B, I just don't know yet. I just don't really have the time to kind of invest in that, or like the space. And like, I have a child. It's just kind of like, you know, something down the track, I think, that we'll try. I think Lux would really enjoy it. I think he'd really go down that rabbit hole and be like, you know, wanting to like, yeah, develop, and he likes to have that full control. I really like creating the image. I like sending it to Ikigai, and then they send me back this awesome scan, and then I can share my photography and, you know, share it with you guys and put energy and time into like this kind of side of things. Like, that's more my sort of interest. So yeah. John, there are 9 years between my wife and I get that. She looks at me sometimes and simply tells me that I'm old. Yeah, 100%. Sometimes Lux is talking and I'm like, no, I do not remember that. Like, or like, I'm like, you sound really old right now. So, I think I'll probably wrap up pretty soon. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to comment below and let me know. That's so refreshing to hear. I've always felt like half a photographer for not developing. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my God, 100%. I feel like, yeah, I had a lot of hangups around, especially film photography. Like it has to be this way. So I thought I have to have the older manual like SLR, and it has to look like that and it has to be like that. And I've got to learn. I remember when I first started doing it, like I was trying to learn about, like the exposure triangle and like all those kind of things. And I was trying to shoot fully manual and like there was just always something going wrong. And there was too many obstacles for me to enjoy it or get started or have any sort of success. So I don't necessarily agree with that whole ethos of like getting a Pentax K1000 or whatever. And sorry Anthony, I know that's your camera. I don't mean it like that. But doing that and learning that way, I just don't think that's for everyone. Definitely wasn't for me. It made me want to give up. So it depends again on your personality, but yeah, I found like as soon as I got a point and shoot, I was like, "Oh my God, this is awesome." And then when I got my Nikon F80, I was like, wow, this is cool because it's like, auto winding. I can put it on, I can set it on auto. I can put it on aperture priority. It just, it was like a revelation for me. And then from there, I then feel confident to like, use like an OM10 or like other things. But even now, like I still don't really want to use a fully manual camera. It just doesn't suit me and that's fine. And I feel a lot better about it now because before I started the channel, I did feel, like you say, half a photographer, but especially with, then not developing or not knowing everything. Like there's this kind of like belief a little bit around film photography that like you're somebody who wants to take things from the start to finish completely and enjoy the process and it's slow. Like I don't shoot slow at all. Like film is not slowing me down at all. Like I'm banging them out like, and that's just like how I am. It's very much like my personality. So I more so like film because it's like it makes sense to me and it's the only thing I've ever really done. So that's why I choose it more. And obviously like the look and stuff like that. But I've seen such great results from like the X20 and like the XE1 and other cameras I've been using. So I just like film because it's what I'm used to, I guess, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to catch up on the comments. Glenn, Dev is fun, but I 100% get very frustrated. Yes, we were like trying to get the film out of the canister and like, trying to get it in like the tank. It was just, we had a lot of fun because it was kind of like the stakes were really low. But I actually did a shoot. What we developed was a shoot that I did with a friend who we dressed her up as Dorothy Valens, I'm pretty sure the character's name is, from Blue Velvet. And we did a shoot and I bought like these meters and meters of like Blue Velvet material from Spotlight. And then she had like the red lipstick on and I tried to like do like the cover of Blue Velvet and like scenes from that movie. And the photos actually came out really cool, but they were kind of fogged. I don't know what happened in development, but but it was really fun. But it can be kind of frustrating. Kevin, I'm glad I found your channel. You are one of the reasons I've started my own. Awesome. That's so cool. Definitely hit me up on Instagram and send me your channel and I will share it and try and have a look too. Christopher, how would you handle a scenario if camera malfunctioned in the middle of a photo walk? Well, I have a video where that happened. When I shot Cinestill 50D in my Nikon L35TW, like the real chunky twin lens one. I did bang it on a fence, and then shortly after it started making this horrible sound. So probably my fault, but I just like decided that, I think I'd taken like 20 shots or something. So I was like, okay, I'll just finish the roll here and sorry, excuse me, get what I get. But I think now we pretty much always have backups because we got this Hung Supply camera bag. They're like a Sydney brand. And just been a game changer because I can fit like a point and shoot and like whether it's a Digi Cam or whatever, and then like an SLR, and like probably something else as well if it's small. So we always have that in the car because it keeps everything safe. And then, I mean, Lux is like literally, as soon as we're going to go anywhere, he's like, what cameras are we taking? And then we take like 50 cameras everywhere we go, along with this like full rig setup and stuff. So we've always got a backup, and I guess that's probably a good thing. I normally always keep a camera in the car too, like some kind of camera, like probably a Digicam like in the glove box or whatever, just so you've got one if you forget and then you see this like amazing scene that you must capture. Jack Bailey, I love to control every aspect of my process. I don't trust other developers and scanners. 100%. I feel like so many people are like that, where they're really like kind of control like freak with film photography. I'm like that with cooking and like things in the house. Totally off topic, but that's why I'm like, I don't want anyone else to do it because I'm like, I want to know, I have to do it, and I'll just pick apart what they do. So I just like to I just do everything myself. So I can relate in a different way. Thank you, John, for joining. See you later, buddy. Lucy, do you plan on joining TikTok? I was talking to Lux about this yesterday. I don't know. I thought about it. To be honest, I downloaded TikTok and I opened it and I felt like assaulted and I just shut it down. I was like, oh, I sound really old, don't I? But I just was like, oh, whoa, it was really intense. But I think I need to do a little bit more research of being like a user on the platform before I jump on there. But I do think it is kind of silly because I'm making reels and stuff. I feel like they could just go on TikTok and then I'd grow. I think it's a lot easier to grow on TikTok. I just don't want to be like, I feel like I've gone from like being a person that's not really that bothered with social media to now somebody who is like, my screen time's like through the roof, and I'm on YouTube, and like I do spend a lot of time on Instagram. That's where I have most of my conversations with people and like my community. I really like Instagram, so I just don't know if I want to like step into the TikTok world and then get like obsessed with it. But I don't know. I'll keep you posted on that. So Travis, the more I have in photography, I believe the only way to do it wrong is to do it in a way or to a degree because of the expectation of others for hobbyists. Absolutely, 100%. You got to do it for yourself and just be comfortable with like that's how you want to do it. And I think the more we talk about that and the more like people can show themselves doing it the way that they want to do it, and kind of break that like, one kind of like view that we have of the hobby, the better it will be, especially with all the young people coming into it, because like they're gonna be doing it differently and have a different view towards it. So hi Ananda, hi Lucy, followed you a bit, just saw you online, have a great day, thank you. And Ruby, hello, thank you for joining, this is awesome. What is your go-to camera for general stuff, by the way? General stuff changes all the time because what happens is I'm normally like a lot of the time when I'm shooting, I'm not just shooting like how I used to where I'm just walking around taking photos. It's often for YouTube or, because I want to review the camera and make a video about it, or I've got a film stock that I have been sent that I want to review, or so it does become very like, content sort of driven. But if I can choose, like, which we do sometimes, we'll just go out and shoot. We did it the other weekend. Probably my OM10 or my Pen FT, because a Pen FT roll will last quite a long time because it's got the 72 images and it's just so nice. Sorry, excuse me. So nice to use, and feels a little bit more economical. And and then the OM10, like the lenses are so good and I just love the way that camera feels. It's really light. Sorry, hit the mic. I've done a video on it before talking about how much I love it. So those are my go-tos. Or if I'm just getting around just with Luca, then I'd probably right now just use like the XE1 because it's just so easy. And it doesn't matter if I don't get the shot perfect because it's digital. So it's just kind of freeing, Well, pretty important thing about self-developing film, it's really low price in comparison. Definitely really important thing here in Russia, for sure. I totally appreciate that it's going to be an economical choice for a lot of people. But for me, I think different times in your life, money is more important or time is more important. Obviously, it's a privilege to be able to choose. But for me, my time is the most valuable thing that I have right now, like for my sanity and to get everything done that I want to do. So sending it to my lab is like the best option for me. But 100%, I think people will probably be looking at doing it more because of the price of film going up. Film has become too expensive here lately, unfortunately. Yeah, definitely feeling that from a lot of people. I'm really sorry that we that we have to deal with it. It is hard, but I think the Digi Cam thing will pop off heaps more. And just shooting digital in general will be hey. Oh, having a little bit of a. Do you want to come say hello? You want to come say hello? Oh, who's that? Who's that? No, he's not interested in the YouTuber life. I'm probably gonna have to sign off soon because I think he definitely wants to get out and about. I'll quickly read through these comments here. I started shooting using point and shoots in the late days of film, but money forced me to choose between film and digital SLR camera, so I'm attempting to return to film. Awesome, Albert. Yeah, I hope you can come back to film and start shooting it again. I love hearing when people have like come back to film. Everyone's saying hello to Luca. I swear he's not normally that grumpy. He's a pretty happy kid. I think he's just getting frustrated because he wants to go out. It's super hot here today. It's like 33 or something. So it's really, really hot. Rocky, hi Lucy, you're doing a great job with film photography. Thank you so much. This has been really fun. I'd like to do more of these. I feel like I wasn't super prepared for this public appearance. I thought it was going to be a little bit more kind of like casual. And the things I didn't have as much written down as I would if I was going public. So thank you so much everybody for joining. And I see a couple of people have joined the members club. So maybe it's something that I can keep going and I can offer something else, but I'll keep everybody posted because I did earlier in the live stream say I was going to probably shut it down at the end of the month because I don't know if I can keep up with the monthly live streams, but I will keep you all posted and hit me up on Instagram if you want to join on my close friends list as well. Anybody, happy to share things on there with like a smaller group of people, and I can maybe figure out what it is that people want from it if you want to continue supporting me. But totally understand if people like want to cancel and you want to keep that $5 for film photography because it is damn expensive. So thank you so much. I will be back soon with an analog hour with Matt Murray as well. So thank you, Glenn. Thank you so much, buddy. Okay, all right. See you guys. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. See ya. Bye.